In a small, struggling town, Clara, a determined young woman, was grappling with the financial burdens that weighed her down. Every day was a battle against mounting bills, an uncertain job, and dreams that seemed out of reach. Yet, amidst the adversity, there was a spark of ambition in her eyes, a desire to break free from the chains of poverty that had bound her family for generations. One evening, as Clara walked home from another long, draining day at work, she encountered a woman standing by the roadside. This woman, dressed simply but with a mysterious air of confidence, introduced herself as Elaine. She had noticed Clara's tired but hopeful expression and felt compelled to share a secret. It was a chance encounter that would change the course of Clara's life forever. Curiosity and desperation drove Clara to meet with Elaine again. Over coffee in a small cafe, Elaine began to share her own journey, one that mirrored Clara's struggles. She spoke of a time when she, too, had faced the overwhelming stress of financial scarcity. But Elaine had discovered a strategy, a set of principles that had led her from poverty to financial independence. Clara listened intently, feeling a glimmer of hope she hadn't felt in years. In their following meetings, Elaine introduced Clara to the concept of reprogramming her financial mindset. They talked about the myths of money that had been passed down to Clara, the limiting beliefs that kept her stuck. Elaine explained how changing one's attitude towards money was the first step to attracting it. Clara was skeptical, but she decided to trust the process, starting with small changes in her daily life. Elaine's guidance became more specific over time. She taught Clara about the importance of tracking every cent she spent, how to categorize her expenses, and to identify where money was leaking from her budget. Clara started to see patterns in her spending habits that she had never noticed before. She learned to save diligently, cutting unnecessary expenses and redirecting those funds towards investments Elaine suggested. As Clara's knowledge grew, so did her confidence. She began exploring new ways to earn money, including part-time jobs and online opportunities. She even started a small side business selling handmade crafts, which Elaine helped her market. It was slow at first, but Clara began to see a small yet steady flow of income. It wasn't a fortune, but it was enough to give her hope and motivation. Then came the first major challenge. One of Clara's initial investments failed, and she lost a portion of her savings. It was a crushing moment, and she felt the weight of her old doubts resurface. But Elaine was there to remind her that failures are part of the journey, and it's how she handled them that would determine her success. Clara picked herself up, learning valuable lessons from the setback, and doubled down on her efforts. Months passed, and Clara's persistence paid off. Her small business began to thrive, and she made smarter investment choices. She no longer lived paycheck to paycheck, and her financial stability increased. More importantly, she felt a sense of empowerment she had never known before. She realized that the change wasn't just about money. It was about believing in her ability to control her own destiny. The breakthrough moment came when Clara landed a contract with a local store to sell her crafts, securing a consistent source of income. This deal was a game changer, pushing her monthly earnings beyond what she ever thought possible. The profits from her business allowed her to diversify her investments further, and she finally reached a point where she had enough savings to cover 6 months of living expenses, a milestone she had only dreamed of before. Feeling confident, Clara decided to take a calculated risk. She invested a significant portion of her savings into a larger project, a new product line that she believed would take her business to the next level. It was a nerve-wracking decision, and she spent sleepless nights worrying if it would pay off. But Clara trusted the skills she had developed and the wisdom Elaine had imparted. Her risk paid off beyond her expectations. The new product line was a massive success, gaining attention beyond her local area. Clara's business boomed, and she found herself hiring a small team to manage the growing demand. The income flowed in steadily, and for the first time, Clara felt the burden of financial insecurity lift from her shoulders. She had transformed her life, not just by making more money, but by mastering the mindset that once held her back. Clara's success became a source of inspiration in her town. She started to mentor others, sharing the same secrets Elaine had taught her. People who knew her struggle were amazed by the transformation and sought her advice. Clara found joy not just in her financial success, but in the ability to give back, to help others find their way out of the same traps she had been stuck in. One day, as she sat in a cafe, the same one where she first met Elaine, Clara reflected on her journey. The woman who had been burdened by fear and doubt was gone, replaced by someone confident, capable, and free. Elaine, who had become a dear friend, joined her, and they toasted to the incredible transformation that had begun with a simple conversation. Clara knew that this was just the beginning, and that the knowledge she now possessed would be a legacy for many others to follow.